Hey, hey, hey.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
We're just critiquing your outfit over here.
Well, I look over and there's a picture of my butt on her phone.
Earlier today, I took a picture of your butt.
Gosh, Dan, I didn't know you liked my butt so much.
Tom says we are way too close. No, so this kind of piggybacks a little bit of what we were discussing last week. You need to understand that it is not appropriate to leave the house dressed the way you are.
I'm a farmer.
No, that's fine.
I worked outside all day from 7:30 in the morning.
First of all, the fact that you own the pieces that you own is what's inappropriate here.
First of all, this is a nice coat. It just got really dirty today.
No, that's not just today. Do not even
No, it really is.
This is a load of baloney.
No, this actually was a good coat.
Oh, it may have been a good coat, but it was not just from today that happened.
I just pulled it out and it was clean.
I think you put it away like that.
I did not. I actually really like this coat.
So I took a picture of her butt because there is something all over her butt. She's wearing these ugly pants that she knows I hate, insists on wearing them.
And I haven't worn them in a long time.
Doesn't matter.
I didn't think I was going to see you today.
She's wearing a T-shirt that was given to us for judging at the Wayne County Fair.
Two sizes too big.
Yep. Okay. And then she has this dirty, not like it has a spot on it, filthy, dirty.
We'll post the picture.
Jacket.
It's just a little outdoorsy.
It's not outdoorsy.
It's not even poop.
I don't know what it is, but it's dirty. It's gross. You have to understand, sometimes you just have to say, you know what? This isn't going to fly.
Well, I can't see my butt when I wear my coat.
It's not just on your butt.
And that is true. I've been working outside all day.
That is not actually even worse because people see you.
They're probably just oh, there's a Patterson maintenance employee out there raking
it's
and
so
raking.
wonderful that Patterson's employs the homeless.
This is better than that outfit. It was funny today when I walked in to put the cash drawer in the market. Amy and Claudia, two people that work for us, were like, what have you been doing? We've seen you go back and forth, back and forth. I'm like, I was spraying weeds and then I was raking and then I was raking and I was picking up sticks. So they were laughing at me. They're like, we wondered what you were doing out there by the road.
I just can't. I cannot believe that you.
I shouldn't be surprised no one beeped at me while I was working by the road.
But I will say, when I was in Columbus this past weekend, we were in Columbus for a volleyball tournament. And I will say, I guess I never realized that there's quite a few homeless people in downtown Columbus.
There are.
I got hit on so good by a homeless man.
A homeless man.
And I was like, he was pretty grody, but I was so pumped because I was like, I still got it. I was so excited. And
what did he say?
It's super inappropriate.
Oh,
I'll tell you.
Did he have teeth?
I try not to make eye contact because he definitely was not in the right mind.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Speaking of not being in the right mind, so, for those of you that don't know, my grandpa is, he has Alzheimer's. He's not doing well. So we're playing the game of funny stories because I feel like if you have ever dealt with a family member that has Alzheimer's, it's so sad and it's such the worst way to go that you have to laugh because you just don't know what else to do.
This is a really funny one.
So my mom, actually I have another one, but it's a little similar to that one. So last week he decided he's in a memory care unit, which is a locked down unit. So he can't go outside or anything, but he does have the ability to walk around the unit. Out of his room. Safe. He has a nice, this was very, very needed. And I'm very grateful that he's there, but he decided he would go sleep in another lady's room, and they were unable. They had to call my mom and my uncle. They were unable to get him out of the lady's room, and so they left him in there. They he's unfortunately he sleeps most days now. I don't think he will be with us that much longer, which is super sad. But this is not a way he would want to live either.
Right.
And so he sleeps for days at a time. And so he went to sleep in this lady's bed, and the lady was not in there.
Bed. Okay.
It was in the bed, but the lady was not in her room. And so when the lady came back to her room, she obviously could not go in her bed, and there's a man in my bed. And so she called the nurse, and the nurse came, and they were like, oh, so they call my mom, and my mom's like, well, you have to get him up. And they're like, no, it's okay. We'll let him sleep. And my mom's like, he sleeps for 27 hours at a time. You can't just let him sleep. And so he did it again today, though. That's what I was going to tell you. Yes.
He likes her bed better than his.
I don't even know if this was the same lady. I don't know. Ever since my gram died, he's like in other women's beds. So yeah.
How did this other patient handle it?
So I guess that the lady was super sweet about it, and the nurse was like, well, this is so sad, but they don't really understand and they don't really know. So I don't even know that the woman knew that it was time for her to go in her room or time, you know what I mean? So they kept her they have a really nice like lobby area where not lobby, but gathering common area. Yeah. So they can watch movies and do puzzles and play games and whatnot. And, so the nurse told my mom, well, we're just going to leave, keep her out in the common area. My mom's like, well, what time do you want her to go to bed? Because he's going to stay there for a whole day. If you don't get him up. So I guess that's such a problem, but they were finally able to move him. But this is an ongoing issue apparently at the nursing home. Aww. So it's super sad, but yeah. So maybe the man that hit on me also is not in the right mind. He's doing the same as my grandpa.
Yeah. Or he has had some help along the way.
He probably had some help along the way. He was much younger than my grandpa, but it was a pretty inappropriate thing that he said, but it still made me feel really good.
Oh my gosh, Danna. I don't know that you should be proud of this one.
I still got it. Thanks. Thank you.
Well, nobody hit on me today in my outfit.
Weird.
But
I bet if you went to downtown Columbus dressed like that, they would.
She's the best looking homeless person.
They would be like, heck yeah. So yeah, we went to Columbus this weekend. We had a little volleyball tournament there. It was not a little volleyball tournament. It was a very big one. And I spent my whole weekend there. And now I'm going again this upcoming weekend. Well, I'm going to Marion. I'm not going to Columbus. I'm going to Marion this weekend.
North and West.
Yes, for my middle son, Sam, is in the National Robotics Challenge. And so he's going Thursday, Friday, Saturday to Columbus. Or to Marion, sorry.
This is a real robot fest.
Yeah, it's nerd central. This is when I went with Liv to her band thing. What was that?
That was solo and ensemble.
Solo and ensemble competition. I thought I had been to the nerdiest thing ever, but now I'm going to a robotics challenge this weekend. Yeah. So that's cool. So that's my upcoming weekend. How do you have this weekend?
Well, this weekend is the Maple Hall of Fame breakfast because the following week is the Geauga County Maple Festival, which is really a little Hallmarky movie.
It is super.
They do maple stirs and just celebrate all things maple, and of course have other rides and
when we were kids. I mean, Tom and I, before we had kids, we would go out and he used to take me to the Maple Festival.
Aww.
It's so cheesy, but yeah. And when we lived further into the city at that point, and so it was really going out to the country to go to the Maple Festival. It was
that would be far for you.
Yeah, it was. But yeah, they have all the carny food and
all the fair food.
Yeah, super fun.
So they have a maple candy contest, which Parker and Claudia both entered, and they have that breakfast on Saturday morning. And we're not sure how they did, but.
So will you potentially not find out until then?
Correct.
What we are literally, if in case anyone's wondering what those noises are, that's Kristin and I. No, I'm doing it as well. We're yawning back and forth,
we're
simultaneously. This is I don't know. I when Kristin walks in the door, I was having a little bit of a breakdown because
it's a real rat race.
It's just I'm so exhausted. We just walked in the door. Liv had a softball game tonight, and we're trying to figure out tomorrow because all three kids have to be in 3 different places, and we both have to work. And why anyone feels the need to have a practice prior to 5 p.m. is beyond me.
Who practices before 5?
Liv has volleyball out, and which is of course 25 minutes from our house. Also having multi-sport athletes, not my favorite thing.
I think it's hard to play 2 sports at one time.
It really do. It's really hard. It's really, really hard. And then we just found out today that Joey's football does not finish until the end of May, but baseball starts next week, and their practices are the exact same time on the exact same days every week, every day that they have practice.
Well, you've got a little dilemma.
Right. So I'm feeling very I know you hate when I say I have anxiety, but
You're
I genuinely feel overwhelmed. Yes.
Well, tonight we had 2 lacrosse games. We had lifting. So in lacrosse practice is always in the evening.
Right. And actually, I don't know that that's any better than the early because then
it's not.
You're
it's worse.
At least with the early practices, we're done by 7. 7 o'clock hits and our night is done. We may not eat until 8, but we're home. We're
the
not
kids are definitely
anymore.
They're not getting home until 8 or 8:30 tonight. It'll be after 10.
Yeah, it's just
so, and they have state testing.
Oh yeah, state testing.
We gotta fix the hot breakfast tomorrow again.
Oh yeah, because they get late. Well,
no, we go on time.
You guys go on time. We have late this week.
10th graders go. So we had to do hot breakfast today, hot breakfast tomorrow. My husband got his hot breakfast in case anybody wants to know, Tom. Bill likes a hot breakfast. So, but he's in DC. Oh yeah. So he's at,
and it does make it so much harder tonight. When you are down a parent. Like, I won't ever say that it's like the equivalent of single parenting. I realize it is not at all. But when you are down a driver, like, so we're just coming off of tax season. So I finally have him back, which is great. But like, I haven't had him for like 6 to 8 weeks now. And I'm like, it's exhausting. I'm just exhausted. Like, so we're sitting here yawning back and forth.
Podcasting.
So
we
if
need a Diet Coke
at a point in their life when they are actually, will you get us Diet Cokes?
Well, that's nice. Every season is busy. Like the toddler stage, you feel like you're busy. And we've talked about this before, but we will miss this.
I'm sure we will. So
but then we'll start chasing our grandchildren.
I had a conversation tonight at softball, wrong sport, with a dad whose youngest is Olivia's age, right? All three of his older. Done. All three of his older have already.
There is Sam. We have to give a shout out to Sam because Sam is the best.
And he just brought us Diet Cokes.
Sam is an expert video maker, and he has made more videos for our children.
He's very good at it.
He just did another one because Campbell's running for the Geauga County Maple Festival queen. I'm not even sure I should say that because
you just put it out there.
Well, I mean, she submitted her application, so it's real now.
If she doesn't get it, it's probably your fault.
But I mean, she's probably not going to get it because she has to participate in a pageant.
Which I feel like they should probably tell you this beforehand.
I feel like they should give you more details. So I've had to contact a friend of mine from back home whose daughter is in pageants. And she's younger than Campbell. And tomorrow night, they're going to do a Zoom pageant lesson.
Oh.
What do you think this entails?
Is she going to like have to walk? This like is Miss Congeniality. Do you ever remember that scene?
This is Sandra Bullock.
She walks out and falls in the heels. That's what Campbell will do.
That's what's going to happen. So the one thing we have going for us is that she does lead line, which is where she models an outfit. And she's actually very good at that. So that's okay.
This is going to be a disaster.
It is. And, they have to answer questions on the stage. And she's like, what do you have
to? Did we determine, does she have to have a talent?
I really hope not, because like her talent, I don't even know what it'd be. Like showing sheep?
I genuinely have no idea.
Showing chickens? I'm not sure. She's really good at brushing her teeth with braces. I mean, I don't know. I pray there's no talent. We might have to withdraw if there's a talent.
She has mastered hygiene.
Yeah, she's really good. She actually has a very good voice, but she doesn't sing anymore. So it's not like she could have put together a song. She certainly can't play the flute in public. I mean, she could. But I
wouldn't use that as her best
Old
talent.
MacDonald had a farm. I mean, the kid is talented at lots of things that making her sound but like not really anything pageant-like. So let's hope not.
Maybe, can she do like a magic trick?
No.
I don't know.
No. Maybe she could do a joke monologue.
I don't know.
Let's hope they don't have that. Anyway, so we're a little nervous about this pageant thing. So, but she's going to try to represent Geauga County maple syrup producers.
That's exciting.
This was her Uncle Dave's idea.
Okay, so that means we have a blame person.
We're blaming Dave for all of this.
If we need someone to blame, we've got
And he's going to say, I just told you about it. So anyway, so she completed that, turned that in. So Sam made another great video. This kid is so good at them. And he's like, this one didn't take me very long at all.
Because he's getting very good at them. He's doing very well.
He's probably like, the one thing he's like, I've actually got some other videos we might be able to like sub in and use for this one.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
So
he's my little
I think I have a piece of dinner stuck in my throat. I keep choking on it or something, like some 5-day-old rice.
Yum.
4-H. So the kids are all taking cooking projects. And so they've been cooking all these things. So I haven't really had to cook much all weekend because they've been cooking, which has been really fun. And most of the food has been really, really good.
I would love if Olivia just one day was like, I'm going to make dinner tonight.
But she will, because she's going to maybe take a cooking project.
We signed her up already. She signed up for Liv. Didn't you sign up for a cooking one?
This is going to be great.
like a beginner cooking one.
That'll be good.
Because what did we recently find out that like she didn't know how to make something, and I was like, "What do you mean you don't know how to make that?" She didn't know how to boil water.
Wait,
that's what it was.
You don't know how to boil water.
She just like said it under her breath. She's like, I don't know how to boil water.
No, she's just a freshman, but I mean, I feel like she can do lots of other more complicated things. Boiling water
would probably be something that she should know how to do. I think Sam probably. Do you know how to boil water? Yes, that's
Way
correct.
to go, Sam.
Sam's like, don't you just put water on the stove? Yep, it's not rocket
science.
That's all it
takes. Oh, wait, can we just go back to my good outfit for a second? Because I told you one more thing. I'm like, oh, and if you want to know the kicker, I don't even have any buttons on my pants.
Oh, yeah.
Because they both fell off. And they're Anthropology. I don't know how those buttons fell off. So I'm going to use my sewing skills.
Let me tell you something. There's a reason Anthropology does not carry those anymore.
I like this.
I have a lot from Anthropology. And that is not something.
So yeah, I need to sew the buttons back on my pants. Oh, I'm a real mess. But my husband's out of town. And so it doesn't really matter.
I don't think it matters. What else? I was going to talk about something else. I don't remember. Oh, I have a funny story to tell. This is quite embarrassing on my part, but I feel like we've ripped you apart today. So we'll go ahead and take it over to me now. So last
Can't wait to hear this.
Well, so this is, I was mean. I've been mean to Kristin saying that this outfit, but she was a really, really good friend this past week. And I'm going to tell you guys what she did. So I hope everyone in your life has someone that you can call. First of all, actually,
let me swallow my drink
before
first.
I say this. I was going to say this before, and then I got sidetracked. But if you are at a point in your life where you're like, hey, I think I might want to have kids, stop at one. Do not have more than one child.
That's not true.
And if you do have more than one child, only allow them to never encourage sports. Never encourage multiple extracurricular activities.
All the things.
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting.
If you do make the mistakes that I made and have multiple children with multiple extracurriculars, make sure that you have someone in your life that is like Kristin that you can call at any given time. Everyone needs one friend that you can call at any given time and be like, I'm in a bind.
Because I don't really work.
She doesn't. You have
someone asked me what I did. And I'm like, oh, I work at our farm. And they're like, what do? You
have a lot of flexibility.
I do,
but I have a lot of flexibility. But everyone should have someone that they can say, I'm in a bind. I need you to help me out right now. So last week, on days that I don't work at the market, I pick Joey up from school, and Joey's still in elementary school, and which means you have the dreaded pickup line. And it really is like the worst scenario. It's like you sit there for like 25 minutes.
And people get there an hour before.
Oh yeah, I don't do that. But so then I'm always one of the last parents. Well, this time, I did get there early only because I had to drop Liv off. She had physical therapy. Again, one of those nights where we were running. She had physical therapy in the afternoon. I had to get her straight to softball practice from there. I dropped her off at softball practice, and Joey, I normally would have left like 10 minutes later. So it made me super, super early to get him. But I was like, I'm not going to go all the way home. I'll just go to his school.
You just work in your car.
Right. And I do that a lot. Like I always have my computer with me in the car. I work in the car all the time. So I go to his school, and I'm sitting in the pickup line, and I'm there for about 5 minutes, and I have about 15 to 20 minutes before we're even going to start to roll, let alone pick him up. And I have to go to the bathroom. I have to go number 2. Bad. And it's like, now for those of you that may not know, I have Crohn's disease. I was diagnosed over 20 years ago. I've dealt with this. One of the things that
everybody that knows Danna
knows I have Crohn's
that she has
disease.
Crohn's.
Because if you've ever been anywhere with me, I've probably had to go to the bathroom. So I know where the bathrooms are, like literally in every store. And my kids laugh every time we go shopping because they know that like if I just take off on them, they'll find me later in the store because I had to go to the bathroom. So one of the things with Crohn's is when you have to go, you have to go. There is no like Sam does not, he always jokes with me that he holds it all day long until he gets home from school. That's not an option for me. Okay. When I have to go, I have to go. So I'm sitting in the pickup line. I'm like, I gotta.
You have weak little sphincter muscles.
Apparently. But it is like it's called urgency, and it is a thing with Crohn's. So I'm like, I gotta go. I'm like, I wonder if I have time to like.
Next time can you just say, I'm having an urgency episode.
It's urgency.
It's urgent.
So I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom. Like there is no way I am going to be able. I start sweating. Now I'm sweating. Now I'm like, what do I do if I go in my pants? What is in the car that will save me? Like, I am literally like wishing my kids were still in diapers at this point because I did not know what to do. So I'm like, I am going to pull out of here and I'm going to go to the gas station up the road.
And what gas station was that? Like
the
in Chesterland?
Corner of Caves and Mayfield,
okay.
the Sunoco. Okay. And I'm like, that
was still a little ways.
Oh, I was speeding. I was flying, and I only was okay because I was like,
you should have gone into Mayfield Church.
So I was going to do that. That was Tom's suggestion because I called him as soon as I left there, and his suggestion was to go to Mayfield Church. I was afraid it would be locked because of the daycare that's there. Yeah, I had a feeling it would be locked. But they could buzz and if you wanted to get buzzed in because you had to go poop, that's for you. But that was not for me. So I was like, okay, we're over time, but I have to finish this story because it's too good. So I am dying. So I'm like, I'm going to go across the street to the gas station. So I go to the gas station and I flew in there like a bat out of hell. And I go in there and I see that there's someone in the bathroom. It's only a one stall bathroom. And like, you've got to be desperate to go into this bathroom to go. But now I can't walk in and make it seem like I only came in to go to the bathroom. So I am literally shaking and crying and squeezing and decide I will buy a Prime.
I would have
because I'll bring Joey loves Prime, and that he always likes me to go to that gas station because they have the best Prime selection. And so I'm like, I will get Joey a Prime because I don't want the girl that's working the register to think that I only came in to poop.
I'm surprised you care.
Honestly, I care more for perfect strangers than I do people like that I'm close with that know me. But so I while I'm paying for it, I said to her, "Oh, I really have to pee. Like, I wish your bathroom was open." I thought maybe she locked it,
right?
You know. And she's like, "Nope, someone's in there. Not my problem." Just like that. I was like, "Okay, thanks." So I literally run back. I run into my car. I start speeding down Caves. And at this point, I would say I'm probably 2.5 miles from home. And I call Kristin and I'm like, at this point, there's no way I'm going to make it.
She started to
back.
cry on the phone.
I was crying on the phone.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I felt so bad for Joey. So I call Kristin. I'm like, what are you doing right now? She's like, at the market. What's up? I'm like, is there any possible way you can leave the market and go pick Joey up at school immediately? And she's like, yeah, why? What's wrong? I'm like, I have to go to the bathroom. And I had to leave the line. I had to get out of the pickup line and go home. So I make it home. I fly in the house. My son Sam sees me and he knows exactly what's going on because this happens at least once a week in my household where I come flying in. And Kristin thankfully went and picked Joey up. And then I go to the bathroom and I'm like...
And I said... Do you want me to get Olivia?
Liv? Because at this point, enough time has now passed that Liv was only going to practice for a little bit because she had to then go from softball practice to volleyball practice. So she said, do you want me to grab Liv? I said, no, I'll for sure be fine by then. Well, I wasn't. So now I have to call her back and say, okay, I know you've already gotten one of my children. Can you now go and get the other child that's at another school and bring her home to me? So she does because she's an amazing friend. And
it was not that big of a deal.
It was. And so then I am like, okay, I think I'm good to take Liv to volleyball, which is now 20 minutes away from my house, 25 minutes. So we get in the car and we start driving, and I'm about 10 minutes into this 25-minute ride, and I'm like, well, this is a bad situation because I'm not going to make it. So I then have to pull into a Sheetz gas station. So I pull in
Danna's
to go
got
for the
Sheetz.
Second time today. I now have to go to a bathroom.
But did you fill up with my favorite fuel?
I didn't need gas at the time.
You had plenty.
I had plenty. Thank you very much. Which, P.S., I just had to get gas on my way home just now. $2.75. I just paid. So
the prices
that's my
are
whole
up.
story. I had to go to two different
Danna,
two different gas stations.
Sheets her pants.
If you make that the title of this,
That's
I swear
it.
to God. Have a
Until
good
next
week.
time, friends, we're mismatched.